Today is the 75th anniversary of D-Day. It's June the 6th, 2019. Like yesterday, the soldiers in their 90s were being parachuted into France, strapped to American airmen from the 101st Infantry Airborne. Anyway. Canto 23. D-Day. The French resistance. Blessé mon cœur d'une langue monotone. The second half of a Verlaine malaise. The Harris Grouper obtained all the phone. Expect the invasion within 2 days. If they will come, then Calais it must be. No need to beat the drum, alerting Normandy. Veronique's Macquis and Pierre gathered in lip-hush stable. English newsreaders grace the air. The dice are on the table. This moment's majesty they share, more profound than fable. 6 patriots switch off the radio, then slip into the night to start the show. Hastening to the sabotage, rail bridge through river rocks. Across the stage, a pent-up rage administers rude shocks, resisting restless regions of downed pylons, damaged docks. France, June 6, 1944. Piercing the Atlantic Wall. Now entering the end days of our war, grand finale of the age of empires. Long story, drenched in misery and gore. Now liberty attends to Hades' fires. After 3, 2, 1, leaps first paratrooper, vanguarding invasion of Festung Europa. 'Tis night, and the bright moon outglows, led of a silvering scene, blossoming from droning shadows, drifting earthly wise serene. Rows of silken cloudburst heroes, clad in Kendal green. While ordinary men storm the beaches, plumbers, miners, doctors, cops and teachers. Some were fair game to rifle fire, others break limbs and backs. Electric wire beflooded mire extracts war's brutal tax. But many men survived the fall to form cohesive packs. St Mary Glees, June 6, 1944, or 1:30 AM. D-Day dawn. As midnight mists melted into morning, dull cumulus obscures the summer sun. A soldier greeted dawn with a yawning, gay skipping waves, he tighter gripped his gun. At last it comes, this is the day of days, a forest of phantoms prowl spectral through the haze. Beside him paused the French cyclist, into smoke, then both did peer. Shapes turn to ships, they learn the gist, and in moments awful fear, a fateful boom, the hated fist of Britain's bombardier, slamming close by, that frightened cyclist flees, as Frederick Stemler now in horror sees. Lancasters flashing o'er the fleet, some 20 sky miles wide, flocking to meet death and defeat on Hitler and his pride. Shouts leaping from a bunker, every soldier, get inside. Lyon-sur-Mer, June 6, 1944, 6:15 AM. Bloody Omaha. Long lines of landing craft surge towards violence, rapping at the rams like a woodpecker. Bombastic bullets burnish the silence. Sarge bellows, boys, this sure ain't Nebraska. Sick trickles free, churned by the heavy swell. Men splash into the sea, death welcomes them to hell. Each US Rangers LCA bursts under the Pont de Hoc. Though saturated with sea spray with ladder and grappling hook, they clamber up the slippery clay to deal a new Quebec. Those ordinary folk inching up beaches, plumbers, doctors, miners, cops and teachers. I've already used that line. Change that. Lancaster's race or lethal beach blasted waste by mortar, where yet to reach the bluff to breach holes through awful slaughter. Men brave our bobbing bodies, bloating in bloody water. Omaha Beach, June 6, 1944, 7:30 AM. Death of Friedrich Stemler. Sense stirred by the bagpipes, thrilling muster, willing to storm bunkers midst the slain. A rare moment puffs up Patrick Sumner, as though perched on the Pharsalian plain. Veterans cast a vision of Dunkirk. France meets their feet at last. At last they go to work. Dusty Friedrich drops down his gun, hoping quarter, hands held high. Steps out by a dying Frenchman and his spike and tangled thigh. Surrenders to an Englishman, there stood there, eye to eye. Though good of soul, Pat's anger failed the test. His rifle raises, piercing, panting chest. Satisfied, the goddess Karma departs the Norman shore, where a Sumner slew a Stemler. What did you do that for? One of them killed me brother, had to even up the score. Léon-sur-Mer, June 6, 1944, 8 a.m. The longest day. The breath of morning burst between the drape. A Thomas dancing in a budding beam. Frau Rommel felt a nuzzle at the nape, then made love to her darling as a dream. Coital fashions, lush vestments of soul's core. Banging, burstings, passions. Manfred yells through the door. All the world gains confirmation that the invasion was on. Great and timely operation, piped the newsman on down London. Several miles of penetration, thought Charlie of his son. Longissimus Deus cito conditur, he told his wife, mother, and dog and daughter. From starry cirque, arcane seance, Frida's fair spirit. From starry cirque, arcane seance, Frida's fair spirit flew. To distant France, her mystic trance merges with milky view of Patrick resting by roadside. It's right, he will pull through. Burnley, June 6, 1944, 1700 hours. Beachhead. Commanders relax on the Augusta, soothed by the narthex of the evening star. The bridgehead secured in Hartford order, the British beaches linking with Utah. Confidence high, replaced by the day's frayed nerves. The Allies shall supply the war at those thin curves. From the beach at Le Madeleine shall venture Liberty Road. The mulberries are floated in with many a bulging load. Amid the gruff curse peppered din, these vital piles are stored. Food for the armies of the Alliance to fuel their progress through the fields of France. As Welshmen marched to Agincourt and Scotsmen Fontenoy, within this awesome seat of war Canadians deploy to live or die in Europe in imperial employ. La Deliverance, June 6, 1944. Doodlebug. The grand Nazi plan is less grand than deemed. From sites diminished by the Allied bomb, pilotless ballistic stratoward stream to shatter London and her saintly dome. The Blitz returns, death-tipped eagles flying, once more a city burns, good sorts once more dying. In heaven-centred Calvary, Air Chief Marshal Dowding, gay ears, golden serenity, burst by fear-splitting roaring of some V1's hostility, bent on mindless killing. He seemed to laugh, flashing above his head, towing a Spitfire with determined tread. Poised neck and neck, tip wing to wing, performed a graceful tilt, wires unhinging, missile spinning to cornfields at full hilt. A ruthless killer thwarted, its quest nemesis, well built. Revenge. Well, that was June 16th, that's not actually on D-Day, in Kent. This one's in Aura de Seglan, June the 10th, 1944. Anyway, revenge. To each department spread a secret smile. Himmler determines one must soon be wiped. Done, of course, with a certain sense of style, when every detail of those deaths neat typed. His Schutzstaffels chained there, choking cordon. The chimes of steeple bells, all the village summon. Menfolk maliciously murdered, neath the barns beaming arches, whose women and offspring herded inside the lamb of churches. Tramtrundles westwards, tramtrundles toward the massacred from nearby limages. Its occupants harried across convex, exit sealed off, some firebrand burns the hex. While shrieks leap from a holy place, as rose the devil's flame, that witch-bound trace etched in the face of those who know no shame. To them, bestial savagery is but a bullish game. All right, dogs, let's do this. Sky, Daisy, let's go for walkies.